Okay, welcome to episode 2 of Shredding the Debit Card. As promised, we are continuing on with the subject. So, in our last episode, we concluded with our goal. For the sake of argument, it's going to be save for a down payment on the house. However, we added a timeline. We said by July 11, 2027. So that's 12 months. And what else did we add to it? I think that was it. I know we put a time on it. And an amount. We said 5,000, and I told you how I came up with that amount. Some other examples of some miniature goals that we could set, or some major goals that we set, is okay, I'm going to do this until my vehicle is paid off. This way I can identify extra funds, which I can apply towards the principal, hurry up and get this car payment off of me. That way I have more capital to put into my business or dream or whatever the case is, or just what? To have just some extra spending money because I like clothes. It's okay. If you like clothes, what I've learned the extremely hard way is that it's great to have things that you like, because when you lose interest in a lot of things, it brings a certain lifestyle, and you almost become cold. That's not what you want to do. We are going to do this along with some indulgences. So we're going to have some discipline, but we're going to have some breaks in this discipline. That way the discipline works better for your good. Not that it wouldn't work, because it would, but it comes with some consequences you might not be ready for. There's a running joke with the traders out there that says, um, they become good at the market because they pretty much been whooped into it. And by being whooped into it, this means they become unemotional, because all the things that you used to love to do, you don't love to do anymore. Anywho, continuing on. Well, let's just say you wanted to have $1,000 extra cash lying around for whatever purpose you may want it for. Whatever the reason, we have our goal and we have a date and a time. Now, do not worry if you pass it. So let's just say you set it for a year, and for whatever reason, I don't know, you had four flat tires and you had to get brand new tires. So the money you were saving for that, we'll come to those tactics another time. Just the point in that is you'll find that, well, thank God I'm able to do it now. Sure, something happened. Sure, there was four flat tires, but hey, at least now I know I can get up to 5,000. Maybe if I get up to 10 and I keep five and five be for four flat tires, hey, I know I can do it now, which is the purpose of this exercise. Let's continue. Shredding our debit card is an act of reconditioning your spending habits. We've gone over that. Next, here's very important. Here's our next exercise and the purpose of this second episode, and that's determine how much a work week costs. I'll say that again. Determine how much a work week costs. So that means for the 5 days you get up and go to work, how much gas did it cost me that week? If you have kids to pick up, whatever the case is, how much gas is this going to cost me for the work week? Treats. We all know you want a food prep for work, but is it always going to happen? No. Some days you're going to wake up, you're going to go to work, and I mean, hey, you're going to have to order some food or whatever the case may be. You of course want to food prep if possible, but hey, you need your treat. For example, some people cannot go to work or won't have a good day at work if they don't have their morning coffee. So you need to factor in those costs as well. What is my happy number for how much a work week costs? Some of us, that number is always going to be zero, but hey, we're not here for that discussion, right? We're here saying, hey, so I can make sure I get to work every day, I eat every day, I'm dressed every day, I have a nice standard of living for going to work while doing this activity of shredding my debit card. Well, what's my number? So we're going to assume that my number cost $100 to go to work that week, right? Okay, I may need to add in, let's just say, extra $25 for whatever reason, right? Maybe I got a little greedy that week on my coffee. Give yourself a little room to work with is the key here. But so let's just assume we're gonna say our max work week here is $200. Cost me $200 to go to work. It shouldn't, but hey, I don't know your commute. I don't know your situation. However, if it costs $200 a week, now you need to also calculate your weekend. All right. Let's get into the okay. So just keep your costs for your work week that we've determined. And now we're gonna go to something very important, and that's how your checking accounts are structured. My checking account, for example, um, or what I would say do is get you one that's out of town. That's where the main checking account is out of town. Well, why would you do one out of town? Because it's harder to get to the money. When you shred your debit card, it's harder to get to the money. I didn't say it was impossible. I didn't say it was going to completely solve the problem. It's going to help. It's going to aid and benefit. When the account is out of town, it's harder to get to it. So when you shred the debit card, of course, you're going to have to link your account to another account, which would be the dummy account. The dummy account is local. This is the account you're going to go to the bank to on Friday when you get off after the work week money is gone and get this money for the weekend. Now you really have to go figure out some self work here and say, what is it I like to do on the weekend? Do I like to go to the pool hall? Do I like to go play basketball, swimming? Let's just say swimming costs $10. Pool costs $10. Whatever the thing is you like to do on the weekend, you need to figure out how much your weekends are costing you. If you like to go out at night to a nightclub or a poetry bar, or whatever the case may be, you need to figure out how much is the weekend costing you. Once you figured out how much the weekend costs you, now you can add this to the work week number. So we're going to say that the work week number is 200, which is high. And we're going to say that the weekend is 200. Well, that's 2,000. Well, excuse me, that's $1,600 for the month. Trust me, you can do it on probably half of that. Half of that. Again, it's going to depend on your commute. It's going to depend on your habits. There's a lot of factors at play here. So for me, I'd say $1,000. I need 250 a week if I were going to be working. If I was working, that's exactly probably what I would need for a week. If I worked from home, I probably need, I don't know, a work week might be right at $100, right? I mean, because really, what are you gonna do here? You have the food at home, you have the car at home, the car is paid off. You really don't need to do too much. Anywho, the more important cost would be, and this is where the self-control comes in. That's the weekend money. That's the going out money. How much is that gonna cost? Okay. And look, we're not on the spiritual part of it. We're just assuming, hey, we're all humans here. So let's just say over the weekend you decide to have I don't know, 2 drinks. Well, what do you like to drink? How much of those drinks gonna cost? Okay, well, I can get away with $50 that night. Or I can get away. How much is it gonna cost at the door, on a Saturday night at this particular place? Well, it costs 20 to get in here, or drinks cost 30, all right, $100. Well, should you go out 2 nights in a row? You know you shouldn't. But hey, probably gonna do it. How much is it gonna cost you? And a lot of this, of course, has to do with how much you make. Excuse me. All right, we are at the 9-minute mark. We are going to end episode 2 and roll on into the final episode 3. And don't forget to check out the book, Gerard's Law, The Golden House, on Amazon.com, written by, where is that? Keith Higgs. Okay. Episode 3.